Okay, I'm using 4 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of instant yeast, salt, coconut, milk, egg, sugar, and butter. This is my melted butter. A lukewarm water, dip your hand in it to know if it's warm. If it doesn't burn your hand, then it's okay. Add your yeast and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Then you stir, cover for 5 to 10 minutes for your yeast to be active. Okay, I'm going to sift my dry ingredients, my flour, sugar, and salt. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sugar and a teaspoon of salt. And as usual, I'm using 4 cups of flour. Okay, so I'm going to stir. Let's see if my yeast is active. That is, if my yeast is good, which I can use for my bread. If you didn't see bubbles straight away, that means there's something wrong in it. If you use it like that, that means you won't get, your bread will not rise, and it's not really good. So I'm breaking my egg to add into it. So after adding my egg, is a raw egg, I'll add my melted butter. Yeah, then I'll add my milk. Okay, I'll stir till they all combine. Making coconut bread is as easy as making every other bread. But the thing here in when you're making your coconut bread, you don't need a lot of kneading when it comes to coconut bread. But I just did that kneading because I want my bread to be soft, and I can slice it and it's going to be yummy. So I'm going to add all those things I've mixed now, my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients. So I'm going to mix now, and this is the part where I'm going to use my hands to start kneading, to mix all the ingredients together, the wet and the dry ingredient. After mixing them, I'm going to knead I get that dough form, or I made it thick here. Then I'll get it to my surface where I'll start kneading properly. So I try using this flat pan because I still have a little bit of flour in it, so that I can start dressing my bread, which is my dough for my bread. But this is a plastic surface, which is not really good for me. I didn't really enjoy baking or kneading with this, so I have to get my flat surface. Is a wooden surface which I made for baking. So I'm going to use that to knead now. It's better when I'm kneading with this. So I'm going to knead. When you are kneading, you are going to just be prepared that you're going to do a lot of exercise with your arms for like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how you have that muscle to press the bread. That kneading is you're trying to press and stretch the bread until it's softer. And butter enables your bread to be softer very fast, okay, and it will make it not to stick to your hand when you are kneading. So I'm going to continue kneading. I'll continue kneading until the bread is soft to the desired which I want. And if you want to know if your bread is ready or your dough is ready, just dip your hands in it. If it bounces back, it's okay, but when you try to stretch it and it didn't break, you know that your dough is ready. Can you see now that my own is breaking? That shows that my dough is not ready. So I'm going to knead a little bit, then I'll try to touch it. If it bounces back, it will always bounce back, but let's see if it's going to stretch without breaking. So I'm going to try it now. Okay, let's see. If it stretches without breaking, then my dough is ready. Okay, so now my dough is ready. It didn't break when I stretch it. I'm going to get my bowl. I'll place my dough in it. Then I'll add a little bit of oil, which is the groundnut oil to it. If you have olive oil, you can add your olive oil to it. This olive oil, it makes it to be shining. Then I'm going to cover for 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes, depend on how you want it. So this is my pan I'm using. I'm going to first butter my pan, Then I'll add my parchment paper. So if you have your parchment paper, just place your parchment paper in it. This will help your bread not to stick to your pan, and it will make your pan last longer, and it will ease a lot of stress for you to wash your pan later. So this is 1 hour 30 minutes which I left my dough, and it's already risen and it's softer. Okay, so I'm going to place it on my surface. But first, I have to add flour to my surface so that it won't stick to it. If you don't add flour to your surface, your dough will stick to your pan. So you first add flour to your surface. Then I'm going to add my coconut flakes now, which is my grated coconut. When you're baking your coconut bread, you don't need a lot of kneading again, because we've done that in the first part, because this is coconut bread. So while I'm doing this, I want every bite to have the coconut flakes. So that's why I'm adding it to it. Then I'll knead again. So I'll stretch it out, add it to the middle, then I'll knead so that all the coconut flakes will go into my dough. What is coconut bread without eating coconut? Coconut bread is nice when you are eating coconut. So now this is the part where the final stage. I'm going to flatten it up. I added flour to my dresser. Then I'll flatten it up with my roll. Yeah. So after flattening it up, I'm going to roll like you are trying to get a sausage roll. Okay, so now let's flatten it. Make sure it's flat to your desired standard, your desired shape. If you have your measurement scale, it is best you work with your pan so you won't make mistakes. So if you have your measurement scale, try and measure your pan to know your scale, so that when you are placing it, it won't be bigger than your pan size. So I'm going to roll now. I've already known the size of my pan, so that's why I didn't do my measurements here, but it's best you get a measurement scale for you to know. So I'm going to roll now. I'm going to roll again. So that's it. I've gotten my roll. I'm going to place it in my pan. That's not the end. I'm going to cover it again for 30 minutes for it to rise again for this bread, because I added coconut in it, and for everything to be active in it and for my bread to rise. Can you see now that it is rising now? So I'm going to do an egg wash now. So this will enable my bread to be shining when you see it. So it's egg and milk. That's what I mix together to get my egg wash. I place it, I use a brush to shine the surface. Then I'm adding the remaining coconut flakes on top of it. I said I want every bite to have the coconut flakes. Just look at the fire to see how the medium heat you do it. Then I'm using a pot, so that's the stand to place my bread. I baked for 30 to 35 minutes, and this is my baked coconut bread. Very, very yummy. I said every bite I want to eat coconut in it. So that's the coconut bread. Yes, yummy, delicious coconut bread. Yes, one advice I will say, when you're baking your coconut bread, please try to add a coconut flavor for you to have that coconut taste in it. I was tasting the fresh coconut, but I still needed that coconut flavor in it. So thanks for watching. Bye.